Hello, agents. Hello, everyone. So today we're going to talk about some shady stuff going on that's been going on for a while. And things just keep getting more incompetent and worse in regards to the Colorado bankers life, North Carolina Insurance Commission handling rehabilitation nonsense. And the baloney continues. So letters have been going out and I've been getting calls, one of them from my client and two from agents that have clients that did not even do the business with me, who don't understand what they just received. And after looking at it, I don't understand it either. Let's jump into this nonsense right away. Here we go. So I picked a monkey and a piece of fire for my my little screenshot here, my little thumbnails, because I don't think things could be worse if you gave a monkey a flamethrower and sent him into the building. I swear to God, what's going on over here, right? So excuse me today, but I'm a little passionate about when people start screwing with my business. So here's a first thing I got. So I'm going to go with my current client. This is the one I've been doing videos on the past. My 85-plus-year-old client who's been out of surrender, requested the hardship, was totally denied. Remember, you're just a macro. You're not human beings anymore. And there's an algorithm. And if you don't fit that algorithm, you don't play the game, you don't get your money. With this particular company during this 4-year rehabilitation, my baloney here. So anyway, let's just take a look at this and just see how incredibly incompetent, unless I'm wrong, I could be wrong. This could be exactly the way it is. But I'll let you decide. Comment and go ahead and comment down below if you would like. But let's take a look at this. So I wrote a client of mine years ago. They started with a single premium of $113,000, and they received this letter recently. And I've been in contact with them. You know, they want their money. It's out of surrender. We're, in breach of contract, in my opinion, as of right now. I'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, they are the company, not the client. So they had 113,000 when they started in 2017, and they have 113,465 because I think it was about a month or so they waited before they started taking their systematic interest withdrawals, which is allowed in the contract, as a kind of way to get income from your annuity while not invading the principal, right? It's a good idea. So they received this letter from Bankers Life, and it says right here, let's go ahead and read this little section right here. Forget about the top. We'll get into that later. You can pause the screen and read the rest of it. But take a look at this. You may elect the withdrawal of accumulated interest accumulating on or after November 1st, 2022. Okay, fine. Okay, but we're taking accumulated interest, so the number there should be zero. But somehow we come up with you are eligible to receive approximately $1,701.98 on a monthly basis, beginning approximately 1 month after the election. The amount you receive may vary depending on the number of days in the months since your last interest payment, right? And I've gone through that on interest-only withdrawals, right? How 28-day months get a little less interest than 31-day months because less interest is earned, right? Okay, that's fine. To receive accumulated interest, you will be required to provide an ACH information to receive the payments. Most people are saying, what's ACH? I mean, I know it. I'm in the business. Other people know it in the business. But you're sending this to 86-year-old people and saying ACH information, like they're going to know what that is. No checks will be issued. Okay, great. Bankers Life Insurance Company has partnered with Kroll Restructuring Administration, LLC. Kroll. I don't know what that is. It kind of sounds like a Star Trek thing to me. But as our administrator in this process, if you intend to elect the withdrawal of accumulated interest on or after November 2022, please visit the Withdrawal Accumulated Interest portal at ncrehabinterestelection.com. And to it, everybody who gets is going to get a special number. I redacted this, obviously. It's personal information. And they'll have your ending number. And I think they've changed these policy numbers multiple times, which makes everything even more confusing. As of January 31st, 2023, you had 113,465. Okay, so hold on a minute. You're saying I can take accumulated interest starting at $1,701 in a month. On 113,000. Let's do some math. I'm pretty good at math. As a matter of fact, it comes to me pretty naturally. So 1,701 times 9.98 times 12 is 20,423.76. Hold on, 20,423.76. What is that? That's 18% of 113,000. Are you telling me you've just increased my client's interest rate to 18%? And we're talking monthly equivalent yields and all that. Let's just go straight 18%. So is that what happened? Are you now telling me you're paying my client 18%? I find that incredibly hard to believe. something's very wrong in these numbers. So maybe it's a typo on this, but wait, hold on. Didn't I get 2 other ones? I did. I got 2 other ones. So let's take another one, again, redacted information. And this one I went ahead and I punch up one line here. So the court appointed Mike Causey, the commissioner of insurance in North Carolina, to handle. He's in charge of all this. So all this stuff is, everybody, if you get these letters, call and ask him this question. Are you paying 18%? Are you paying all this interest? But I think everyone needs to start reaching out to Mike Causey's office and ask him what's going on. Why is this taking so long? And how much are you paying Kroll now out of these accounts to handle this in this type of way? But let's dive into this letter a little more. And I'm sorry I'm passionate about this today, but they're screwing with my business. They're really screwing with the entire industry that I've been involved with, family's been involved with for all their 40 years. And I don't appreciate it. So let's take a look. This client here is allowed to take, according to their letter, their accumulated interest withdrawal would be $730.13 per quarter. So 730.13 times 4. What does that equal? Oh, back up. 2,929. Let me get on the same page so you people can see. That equals 14.4%. Not 3.6. So why 3.6? This one's still in surrender. So this one I totally don't understand. How can they change an in contract to 14% when it's only paying 3.6 and that annual is $684 of interest every year? So how are they paying 700 and what was it? 730 when it's only 684 a year? That's a question. I don't know the answer. I had people ask me, what should I do? Well, they're asking me that because it says, contact your financial professional. I'll get into that later, but I don't know. Nothing makes sense. Mathematically and contractually, this does not make sense at all. Let's look at the next page. This is another letter from another client that received it. This client's allowed to take $1,854 on $48,000. That's a 46.2%, right? $22,000 a year if you take it monthly. 46.2% of 48. They're paying this client 46% interest. Something doesn't make sense here. This one's out of surrender, but it doesn't make sense. How can you 46.2%? Am I missing something here? I can do math. My math is right. What am I missing? And by the way, there's no mention in any of these letters. Is this something we have to do all the time? No mention of pre-59.5. How do you know this client's not 40 years old? You're telling them to take 46% interest? Isn't that pre-59.5? Wouldn't that have a 10% excise tax? Additionally, for the previous client who's earning the 14, that one was still in surrender. If you're taking 14 and the free withdrawal is only 10, aren't you going to get a surrender charge on that stuff? Not explained anywhere in any of this letters, right? But I called up there, right? Oh, here, yeah, financial professionals. I'm in the way, but it says, please contact your financial and tax advisor before making any decisions. Well, contact them, but how can you make a decision with crap information like this? It doesn't make any sense. I can't give you any advice. I don't know how a tax person can give you any advice. There's not enough information here. So we went to this. I went ahead and I called this Kroll, right? Well, here's what I got. First of all, no one answers the phone. You get a voicemail. And it tells you in the voicemail that all those letters you sent out, well, the website's broken and nothing's really going to work until 3/17 at the best. Who knows if that actually. So if you want to leave a message, you can push another button. I did. Not leave a message. If you want to talk to the operator, you can push a button. Push the button. Had to leave a message. So let's see if they even call back. That was hours ago. I was hoping to hear from them before I did this video. I don't expect to ever hear from them at all, honestly. But kind of like the rehabilitation committee where I had to actually do a video before anyone would even call me back over there regarding that hardship withdrawal. So anyway, here's some information on that Kroll. I have their website up. I'll get into that in another screen. I hope I'm not missing anything, but nothing makes sense here to me. This is something I wanted to get into. So my client's contract was liquid on 5/19 of 2022. So in June of 2022, we requested a full withdrawal, right? So in June of, I think it was June 25th, actually, we requested it, knowing I read the contract. I read contracts, that there's a deferment right here. Deferment. This is inside the actual contract. Here, you can see it right up here. This is the policy issued in Florida, and this is the contract. And it says, We reserve the right, and this is the banker's insurance company, reserves the right to defer the payment of any request to withdraw all or any portion of the cash surrender value, which equals the accumulation value when you're out of surrender charge, same thing, for a period not to exceed 6 months from the date we received the request. Well, our request was received June 25th. December 25th, here we are in March, they still haven't released the money. So that's a breach I think, right? Wouldn't that be considered a breach? It seems like a breach because 6 months and 9 months, those are different. One's longer. They didn't do it. So they're not honoring the contract. They're honoring all the nonsense that works for them in the contract, such as the surrender charges or the minimum guarantee of only paying 1.5 when I could get the client 5.4 outside of this, even on a 3-year, right? So they're also hurting the client by not releasing the money, not doing what their contract says, the 6 months, and then only paying them the minimum when this environment is calling for 5% interest rates. So where's the rest of that? Where's that other 3.5% going? Who's keeping that? Is it going to Kroll? I don't know. Where is it? Where's this other money going? So, treasuries are down. What are they invested in? Remember, I did previous videos on this and showed their financials where they had ability to pay all claims in 2019. If they would have just 6 months into it started paying claims, everyone should have been able to pay. I'm under the impression that annuities are the first debtors paid, not the stock people, not the people that they owe money to for printing supplies. The insurance people are supposed to be the first debtors paid. And I don't see that happening so far. Next, let's jump into what's next here. So these are the main concerns I have. And I think Mike Causey, you need to answer these questions. And you all need to call up there and find out why he's allowing this to happen. It's time for something to happen here. It's constant nonsense with the courts back and forth and trying to get this Lindberg, whatever his name is, the president, in jail. To me, it seems like those two are in a personal vendetta, but that's just total my opinion from way outside here in Southern California to these people in North Carolina. But what I do know is if you can't honor your contract language, what good is a contract? What good is any contract if they're not going to honor it? So in North Carolina, so this is the disclosure I put out. Withdrawals may be subject. None of these disclosures, surrender charges may apply. None of these disclosures are being written with the letter sent out by Kroll there. So here's their website. You can go there if you want. It's at www.kroll.com. Inside those letters, they got like an R.A to get to another page there. But they have a contact, they have hotlines. And when I went into their information here, it looks like they're a big, this is their LinkedIn page, which I will be tagging them on this video to see what the heck's going on. They're based in New York. They have 101,000 followers. So that's a big place. God only knows what they're paying for them to be in charge of this stuff. They have 5,000 to 10,000 employees. So I don't know why I'm getting voicemail. Put some of your employees on the damn phone and handle this problem. Yeah, so that's their website. Go ahead and reach out to them. They got lots of contact information. Go ahead and send them messages. Find out why they're offering 18% interest rates and 14%. Everybody's getting a different deal. It makes no sense. None of this makes any sense at all. So if anyone else has a question, I hope this kind of answers it. And the answer is, I have no idea. I've never seen something like this. Been in the business since the mid 90s. I've never seen such a thing. I've never seen such incompetence or purposeful, what's going to happen if these people take that 14? Are they liquidating? Is it some kind of annuitization? Are they mingling terms? But accumulated interest would mean you get to take all the interest in one pop. That's what really accumulated interest means. So if it was accumulated interest between November and now, it would just be a one-time pop of the accumulated interest. And then you would do what's called a systematic withdrawal of interest thereafter, right? A systematic withdrawal of interest thereafter. So, and this contract called for 10% free withdrawal. This contract called for 6 month maximum time they can hold the money. That's all I know about that. I'm trying to remember, see if there's anything else I'm missing. But first thing, I want to apologize to everyone out there that's being unjustly punished by this insurance commission and this rehabilitation commission by not just kicking this thing to the states. guarantee funds and letting it pay out, and then taking the additional to make sure everyone can get as much money as they're owed in their policies. And I don't see any reason why everyone shouldn't be whole. And if there was someone who was willing to buy this company at one point, they shouldn't stop that sale, especially since that would probably make everyone completely whole. And that's the great thing about insurance, right? We have protections. However, the North Carolina insurance, Mike Causey, seems to be taking those protections away because we don't have these people. Some of these people, it's been 4 years. 4 years. This should not, something fishy going on. I don't like it. I don't know how much they've been paying lawyers and all that stuff, but I don't like it. This is my personal beliefs. This is what I see. You can't get in touch with anyone to actually ask these questions. I've multiple times asked the rehabilitation committee to come on a Zoom with me. Let's go ahead and answer some of these hard questions. No one even bothered to reply, which tells me they're hiding something. It sure seems that way, or that would be the impression I get from that. So anyway, yeah, so if you're getting these letters, I would just take them and flush them, because that's what you do with junk, right? You flush it down the toilet, because these things make no sense. And it seems like until they explain how they're getting 14%, 18%, 40%, and they're not eating into principal, because interest withdrawals don't eat into principal. So you're trying to tell my clients I can take these monthly, quarterly payments and not eat into principal. I don't believe it. I don't trust it. It's shady AF. And you got to be careful what dealing with these people at this point, because we don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's time to get state senators from North Carolina involved. I don't really know who's above it. You normally go to the insurance commissioner, but he's the one that's allowing all this to go on. So, yeah, don't know. I'm very upset because it's wrong. It's generally wrong. We're in insurance, and this is just, I don't know, unethical, or it's definitely not. There's no integrity in any of this stuff. So I don't know what's going on. There definitely needs to be an independent review of everything that went on between the insurance commission and the president, the CEO of that bankers group insurance companies, and find out if there was any personal reasons why this was going on. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's getting long. We'll be talking to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.